in our new administration, which is coming up on a year pretty soon, there's been a heavy push to get rid of and silence voices of color in all industries. For whatever reason, I think it's the dumbest thing to get rid of diversity, equity, inclusion. But here recently, there's been a outright target for the freedom of the press. And then just recently, you were fired from CBS.
I just got laid off from my job at CBS, and every producer on my team who got laid off is a person of color. Every person who gets to stay and will be relocated within the company is a white person.
Yeah, I was laid off. I mean, they eliminated the show that I worked for. And let me just be clear about the fact that I don't believe that it was my destiny to work at that company for the rest of my life. We saw that the Trump administration sued Paramount over the 60 Minutes interview, alleging that editing her interview favorably, and even though there was no evidence of that, they settled the lawsuit anyway, paying $16 million. And then you saw ABC getting rid of Jimmy Kimmel,
Yeah.
right? Temporarily. But nonetheless, it was coming at a time when the Trump administration was removing certain artwork from museums.
Yes.
And that's the point I want to make, is that I don't believe or quite care if there is racism in any one individual's heart. We are all pawns in this game that the Trump administration is playing to eradicate DEI and control thoughts that can be expressed in this country.
The team that you were on and the work that you did, was it surrounding Black, Brown, or was it a DEI team? Were you looking for stories that personified and platformed like Black and Brown voices? Was that specifically your job?
No, I mean, and that's the beauty of it too, is that it was a perfectly diverse show, right? I feel as though it was very representative of the makeup of the country, right? It was primarily white people
Yeah.
working on that show when you count the producers, the editors, the writers. It wasn't a show that specifically was covering the interests or the lives of diverse people. That's the thing about like what diversity is. It's not about catering to one group of people. It's about the collective of many different cultures, backgrounds, races, ages, all of that, including white people. And so it's like this administration is basically saying, when you say you don't want diversity, you're essentially saying that there's one school of thought that is superior or supreme,
Which is
and which is
white people.
white people.
Right. Isn't the news meant to educate and inform everyone? So whether or not I'm sitting here and it's a white lady on the screen talking about a hurricane, or it's a Black lady talking about a house fire, or it's another person talking about a sickness, what is the purpose of the news?
I think I've come to realize that the news is not really there to enrich your mind.
Fuck.
And I feel sad that it took me so long to realize that. What the news ultimately wants is for you to keep watching.
Oh, it's so
That's,
addictive,
I
especially
mean,
during election season.
yeah, I mean, that's really what it is. The company and the people who work there is made up of very talented, smart people who want to tell stories the best way they can. They're not there to you know,
It is
especially there are rules about what you can and can't say on television that are regulated by the government.
really.
And the government is not going to approve something that's going to radicalize people, even if it's the truth.
I don't even really understand what the word radicalized mean. How am I gonna get radicalized? I got my shots already. I got my rabies shots. I got my immunization.
What do you mean?
Radicalized sounds like it's a shot. Sounds like you're about to get radicalized, girl. You're about to get a shot. You're about to get radicalized in your arm, bitch.
Like the Incredible Hulk or something? Like
Yeah, like an
Frankenstein?
immunization, like a flu shot. You're about to get the radicalization shot, girl. But I also saw that they were trying to get rid of Miss Gail, Miss King, who in the comments they were calling her DEI hire. But I didn't write that because I don't know her.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. People don't even know what DEI is. And the racism behind this idea that if you are a DEI hire, it means, well, really, you're going to say, okay, if you're black, you're a DEI hire. And if you're a DEI hire, then that means you were less qualified than someone else who earned it based on merit, which is inherently racist, guy. Because you're, first of all, assuming that any person of color in a job could have never been hired under any other pretense than some sort of DEI program that let them in.
You didn't know,
They're unqualified.
No, girl. They're actually handing out pilot license to black people. You
Yes, off the street.
Off the street.
Did you hear?
Did you know
Sad.
that you don't have to actually go to nursing school if you're black? You can just...
Or medical school.
Any school.
You can just get your little DEI pink slip and be like...
Yeah. Has your emotions changed since you recorded that video? It's got so many views now. Like 3-4 million. A lot of people saw it. We were on the street today and someone literally stopped and was like, I saw your video.
I know.
I was like, I know that's right. Put a little coin in her pocket.
I think I've been on a continuous journey of figuring out how I like to tell stories, whether it's through conversation on a podcast like this, or if it's filmmaking, like the film that I made. You know, I have a degree in journalism, and I really wanted to believe that it was a noble way of getting information out. And I do think, like I said, there are some great journalists who work at these companies, but at the end of the day, they are corporations. And I think that is why we're seeing them bend the knee to Trump's agenda. I mean, even when you look at the coverage of Charlie Kirk, on our broadcast, we would only go so far as to say that Charlie Kirk was against DEI, when he was so much more than that. And if anyone were to look back on history, and we're supposed to be the record of history, you would not know all the terrible things that he said about women, about trans people, about black people. You know, that's not even meeting your own standards of what journalism is supposed to be.
This is a good question right now. Do you feel like there's a growing mistrust with the news organizations?
I mean, I talked about that in the video too. It's like, these people aren't even being honest with their own employees. I mean, the media has long lost the trust of the public. And truth be told,
tell it. Tell the truth.
You asked if I feel differently. Putting the disparate impact on people of color on my team aside, my first meeting with that executive ended so amicably, because honey, I was relieved. I'm like, okay, that
because you wanted to go anyways. I mean, not
that I wanted to go,
but it wasn't serving was it serving what you came to do? Because you're a journalist. You're built to tell stories. Were you telling the stories that you wanted to tell at least?
I did get some opportunities to tell some stories that I thought were important.
Okay.
There. And it's not exactly the type of thing that I would have necessarily chosen, but I felt like I was doing a good job of meeting the interests of the show with stories that I found interesting and compelling, like the fact that volunteer firefighters save taxpayers in America billions of dollars each year by working for free. It's not a story about black or queer people in particular, but it's something that impacts everyone. And yeah, I felt relieved. I did have to come to a place of understanding that I am grieving the loss of that relationship, but that it's sad it had to end on such feisty terms. But at the end of the day,
it was only feisty after you said you went downstairs and you was like, did you get fired? Did you get fired? Did you get fired? Did you get fired? Bitch, did you get fired?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine me coming downstairs thinking, oh, we're all laid off? Because he told me specifically, oh, the elimination of the show has resulted in the elimination of your position. Yeah. I thought that would have been true. You're right. Right.
I only have one photo. It's not yours. It's not yours. You said in the restructuring plan that Barry Weiss knew
Editor-in-chief.
editor-in-chief. I mean, you said that she sent out an email and she said that she was really respectful of the diverse
Yes.
voices.
Value a diversity of viewpoints.
Yes. Then she said that she wants you to send an email to tell me exactly why you need to keep your job. I mean, why you are an important part of this team.
Yeah, help me understand.
Why you're one of my elite employees.
But it really is a sign that we have actually made more progress in this country than we think, because I remember a time when only straight white men could get jobs that they were not qualified for. Like, for her to be sending an email asking us to explain how it works is just even further evidence of the fact that, like, this has nothing to do with putting the most qualified person in a position at a company. And it's about an agenda.
Do you believe that people of color still should value and invest in watching the news?
Oh, in watching it.
And watching it and taking it and trusting it.
It's tough because I even find myself struggling to understand what's real and what's not, what's true and what isn't. If you want to have an understanding of what's going on in any given day, you can turn on the news and get an idea of the topics you should be focusing on. But from there, they're not going to explain it to you fully.
No.
For instance, I had there was a Navy helicopter and jet that collided, and Donald Trump said bad fuel may have contributed. And so in the reporting, they said Donald Trump said that bad fuel may have contributed to the crash. Mind you, we had reporting that completely disputed that. But since the president said it, we are just reporting what the president said and not giving you the answer that it's not true. And so there's a lot that's left up to the viewers.
Bad fuel caused two planes to collide into each other.
Like, what?
A cold cheeseburger sent me to the hospital with a heart attack.
I mean, it's not even being transparent about hospital visits, when, why. I'm just like...
Oh, girl, we're never, honey. Speaking of research, I'm kind of curious to know, what do you think, like, your next steps would be? Because y'all don't know this, but she was on an Emmy-nominated show, which in my book says, it's my book. That's just like winning it. And I know that's not, but...
No, basically, yeah.
Basically.
I was there sitting.
You was there.
Yeah.
To even get invited, I won.
What's next? I'm going to continue doing what I've been doing, looking into stories that interest me, pique my curiosity, and just digging deeper, finding people impacted by certain things. I mean, we were out in my neighborhood earlier talking to voters about who they were voting for in the mayoral race in New York City and why. And I think, my priority right now is focusing on independent storytelling.